Hello and welcome back. So just to give you a recap of the week that just passed, all of our students are now in the class. So in our class we are supposed to have 18, however we are still missing one, and so we currently have 17, which is nice. It's a nice number. It doesn't necessarily allow for full social distancing, but 17 is a nice number. It's very close to 15. So I hope that everyone has been enjoying their week so far. And for the students who have all been in class since this past week, I hope that you guys have been having a great time so far, because I know I have. So for parents, let me just let you know how things have been going. Starting this coming Monday, for the past week, what we did was I was out every morning at 8:10, and I would see your child come into the yard, welcome them into our area, our class area, and then we would wait there until 8:30 and we would go in together. This coming Monday, we are now into our own supervision schedule. And what I mean by that is certain teachers have certain supervision duties throughout the day, and mine is not first thing in the morning. So I will no longer be out there in the morning. Neither will numerous other teachers. However, there will always be people at the gates to be checking the passports, and your child will still come to the exact same area, our play area, and then I will come and meet them for 8:30 when the bell rings. At this time, and our class knows this because we have practiced it countless times now, at the time that the bell rings, what happens is we meet on the perimeter of one of the four squares, the one that's just in front of the kindergarten play area. And then what I do is I get the class to follow me towards the climber, and we go in the doors to the school closest by the climber. And that's just to avoid too much crossing with kindergarten and the other grade 1 class. So once we get into the school, there are X's on the wall outside of the classroom, and we all line up on those X's, and they are distanced. And then students are let into the classroom, typically 4 or 5 at a time. It depends on where their bags are, because I don't want crowding at the back of the classroom, as I'm sure you don't want your child crowding with other children either. So once a group is done at the coat racks, then they sit down with their agendas, and the next group of 4 or 5 goes in, and so on and so forth until we're all in. And we've got it pretty down. I know it sounds like it could take so much time, but we've got it down pretty well now. So I'm going to start with the agendas. As you may have seen, your child's agenda will be coming home every night. I would really, really appreciate it if you could read any notes, messages, or homework for that day, and then sign your name to let me know that you've seen it. I will be looking at those agendas every single day, and I will be signing them. So I really would appreciate it, just for communication between home and school, if all of the families at home could sign that agenda as well. With the agenda, you're going to see the COVID screening passport, which again needs to be signed every night. Each week you will be getting a new printout blank for the following week. And Mr. Morgan, the principal, has asked that a new sheet is used for each week. So even if we have a PA day or a holiday, and one of the days on your printed pass is blank from the week before, please don't reuse that sheet. We're starting a new sheet each week just to keep track week by week. So we have entrance, we have agendas, we have the COVID screening passport. Starting Monday, we will also have our schedule going. So, last week, because I had a certain amount Monday of students, and then Tuesday a new group came, by the end of the week, group 1 was an expert in all things curriculum. But this coming Monday, we're all going to be doing the same subject at the same time. This coming week, we will also be starting French with Monsieur, and music with Mrs. Alfonso. And I'm not sure of our gym teacher's name yet, because he's new this year, but our class will have gym on Monday. So I hope they're super excited about that. Okay, so with regards to recess, as I mentioned in my previous video, We walk out to our Foursquare together. They get on the perimeter. I collect all the masks, and every student gets a pump of sanitizer, and then they play in our area. At the end of recess, I come out and meet them. We meet on the Foursquare. I give the masks back out. Students put them on. We give a pump of sanitizer. So recesses are going really well. We have that down. For lunch, it's pretty much the same thing with regards to going out and in, and the handing out and the collection of the masks. So for recesses, it's always sanitizer. Whenever there's an eating time, I have a soap pump, and I will pump into each student's hand before we go to the washroom to wash our hands. And this was just to save time, buying my own soap, as well as it allows for less groups in the washroom, because all they have to do is rinse their hands by the time they get there, as opposed to pumping soap and being in the washroom washing the hands. They just rinse by the time they get to the washroom. And what we've been doing to ensure that we are washing our hands for the correct amount of time, I believe it's 15 seconds that you're supposed to wash your hands for. Some classes do ABCD, some have another song. We pray the Hail Mary. And my reasoning behind that was twofold. Number one, I am assuming we will not be having the Rosary Apostolate visit us this year, just to avoid cross-contamination of going to one class and then another and then coming to ours. And in addition, it's good to know the Hail Mary, and if you pray the whole Hail Mary, which I will be posting on our Google Classroom, that is an adequate amount of time to be soaping, lathering your hands prior to rinsing. So that's what we've been doing. I'm trying to think in addition to that. So this video will not be 20 minutes, but I'd also like to let you know that I did mention on Remind, and I will be posting in Google Classroom as well. We're having an issue with some of the masks, and it's no one's fault because it's hard to know. These kids are in masks from 8:30 to 3, right? We obviously have breaks in between, but for the majority of the time the mask is on and they're talking. And so they're slipping down a lot. At home, you wouldn't have the mask on for that amount of time straight. So it's not easy to gauge how the mask is going to perform on your child in a school or learning environment. So many of the masks keep slipping down to here. And if you ask your child, I will typically say their name, and I will say, so-and-so. And then I will do this little signal to them, and they know right away. But I am on constant vigilant watch for masks going down. So when we eat, as I mentioned in the previous video, we take the masks off. But what I love to say to the class is, if you're up, your mask is up. So by the time that you are going to bring your snack bag back to the back of the classroom, if you are up, standing up, then your mask is back up, because that space between your desk and the back of the classroom, you're passing other students. So we want to make sure we are protecting ourselves and our friends. So snacks are going well. Lunch is going well. Like I said, the only thing is certain masks keep falling, so we're going to work on that. And like I said, I will be going out and purchasing some additional smaller masks this weekend just to see if those work. And of course, I would never put a mask on your child without your consent. So those students whose masks seem to be giving them a hard time numerous times throughout the day, I'll be messaging those families and just saying, here's a mask for so-and-so. May I try it on them for the day to see how it goes? And then you can give me permission. And with your permission, if that mask works out fit-wise, I will send it home, and your child is free to keep that mask, okay? So I'm just trying to think. But yeah, the week is going great. So with regards to Prodigy Math, so many students have logged on and created their wizards. Way to go. Each week, parents, I am in charge of the work that comes up in your child's battles. So if you've seen your child play so far, you know that the wizards battle, and with each battle there are questions. So this week we've been working on numbers to 50. So recognizing 1, 2, 3, what comes next? 23, 24, 25, what comes next? So I'm in charge of that, and I actually get a report back how many questions your child has answered, how many they got right, where they experienced some challenges. So this is a great assessment tool for me. Additionally, should we go into lockdown at some point and we have to go virtual again online, Prodigy is one of the major math tools I will be using in addition to IXL. Some of you may have experience with that from the last time we were at home learning, but we will be using that in class, as well as if we need to go virtual at any time. And once I get the password from Mr. Morgan and the login information, I will absolutely be adding that to the blue tab page in the agendas. With regards to Google Classroom, I haven't done it yet. However, my hope is everything we've done for the week in class, I want to screenshot that lesson and post it on Google Classroom so you are aware. Any books that come home typically are going to be or is going to be work that your child did not complete in class. So I don't want you to consider it additional work. It is homework in the literal sense that we did it for an hour in class, and whatever was left over incomplete, I'm sending it home so that we're all on the same lesson, on the same question, on the same page next time we go back to that subject. Okay? So please do be checking Google Classroom. And like I said, this week was just getting everything in order, but very soon I will have everything we worked on posted on Google Classroom so that that communication is there between school and home, and you know exactly what we've been doing. And should the need ever arise to jump from in class to virtual right away, it is a smooth transition. Nothing should be a surprise. So I just wanted to let you know that I feel that I, as well as the students, now have a really good handle on the expectations, the routine, which is great, because I feared that it would take a lot of time into our learning to get these rules and safety measures and understanding for the, but it hasn't taken that much time. And so I'm so happy about that. So next week, starting Monday, we could jump right into our learning. So things are going great. And I'm not just saying that. The build up to last week, so just all of the planning I was trying to do in my head, all of the weighing out the pros and cons, the trying to come up with the best situation possible for everyone in class. It was mentally draining. I had a lot of sleepless nights. But last week and how it just ran was great. And it was really nice to see kind of the results of all that planning take effect nicely. So there were a few bumps in the road, but by Friday we had it down. And so I'm so grateful for that. So just to finish off this video with regards to the end of the day or early morning entry, as I mentioned, it's not that you're being forced to use the gloaming gates. And as I mentioned, gloaming is the street over by the primary yard where the pavement meets the grass. So it's where the soccer field is, but on the primary side, the climber side, down towards, as I mentioned, the southwest corner of the yard. The less congestion we can have at the front of the school, the better. I would never force you to do something you're uncomfortable with, but we just want to have this transition smooth, especially given that now, Monday, everyone's coming. Everyone will be there, not just 6 students, not just 10 students, not just, 14 students. Everyone in the entire school will be there Monday. So if you can use gloaming, that's great. We should be outside by 2:55 every day. Okay, now when I say should, we absolutely will. I'm saying we may be out there a tiny bit earlier, but we will never be outside later than 2:55. So please rest assured, if you want to come for 2:55, we will be out there. If for some reason you arrive from, let's say, 3:05 onwards, your child will be at the outdoor classroom. And the outdoor classroom is, there's a section behind the portables where the parking lot is, and there's some huge landscaping stones there. And that's where all students who are not picked up by 3:05 will be waiting. So you would walk through the church parking lot, or you would walk through the parking lot and you would see your child there, and someone will be supervising them. You just say who you're there to pick up, and they will come to you. But as I mentioned in my first video, students cannot wait inside anymore. They will all be at the outdoor classroom. So I think that's about it. But the big key things are, please do be sure to sign the agenda every night. And please do be sure to check Google Classroom. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me via Remind or via email. The information is in my first video. and the mask situation. I will be working on getting smaller masks this weekend so that we can all be safe all day long with our masks covering our nose and our mouths. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that your child has enjoyed his or her first week of school, because I really did have a blast, and I've loved meeting and working with your children so far this last week. I have a feeling it's going to be an awesome year, and fingers crossed that with the rising numbers in our province that we can stay open for a long time, because they are learning so much already, and I want that to keep going. Please focus on your child being able to print his or her name independently. That's our big focus right now. Being able to spell our names without Mrs. Lamonday telling you the letters, or without Mrs. Lamonday having to dot it out for you. Okay, so please, that's our big focus right now. And I'd love your support in helping your child achieve success in that area. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.